Bad Batch has concluded its season 2 with a heartbreaking finale. So today we're going to talk about what I loved, what bothered me, and some unanswered questions and what I think I want to see in the next season. And hopefully you'll let me know what you guys want to see in the next season as well. Spoilers ahead because we will be talking about what happened in the finale and throughout the season. But let's not wait and jump into today's video. There's a lot about this season that I loved and I am glad to have seen. Like Gungi and Commander Cody, we get to see so many different places from Coruscant to Kashyyyk and even the mysterious system of Kaldar Traneri. But one of the coolest things about the Bad Batch is that we witness the Empire's reaction and control over the galaxy. Kashyyyk has clone troopers working with Trandoshans to capture Wookiees. Rebellious former separatists are being taken out and executed for standing up against the Empire, which is interesting because we get to see someone like Commander Cody question if he's a good guy fighting against the separatists. I mean, his whole life he considered them to be the enemy, but now he sees himself becoming what he was fighting in opposition to. The awesome character moments with Commander Cody is something that I really didn't expect, and I'm really happy that we got to see in the Bad Batch. The deeply personal character moments are another thing I absolutely love about this season. What's cool is we are able to get these moments through the experience of Omega. Her point of view gives us a glimpse of the rest of the team, like with her and Echo during the early part of the season, or us learning about Tech and getting a deeper understanding of how he processes emotions. All these quote-unquote filler episodes are what give us character development and help us better understand the people that we are seeing on screen. Crosshair especially shows us a point of view of the Empire, the lack of care they have for the clones that served the Republic during the Clone Wars, and how easily you can become expendable to a fascist regime like the Empire was heartbreaking. But it also made Crosshair's turn so powerful. Like, we all wanted him to shoot that lieutenant, but I honestly didn't think he would. But when he did, that was awesome and made me so happy because it finally felt like we had Crosshair back. The clone plotline is another aspect of this season that is actually really interesting. I did not expect for them to create an entire storyline involving the Senate and a conspiracy to phase out the clones. And the reveal of Emperor Palpatine and his flawless chess moves was perfect. I enjoyed the political spy thriller moments in Andor, but to actually see the Emperor interacting with the remaining senators was incredible. Finally, I will mention that the animation and visuals of this show are off the chart. I've recently restarted the Clone Wars, and to see what season 1 of that show looked like to how they animated this season of the Bad Batch blows me away. There's so many moments throughout the show that I just look at the screen and I'm like, wow. This season had some very beautiful locations, but also some really dark moments, and the use of light and dark is so important to Star Wars. It makes me think of Yaddle and Dooku during their duel, which is one of the most apparent uses of light and dark. But the Bad Batch is able to nail it too with more ordinary characters, like clone troopers and creepy scientists. The music done by Kevin Kiner is also a huge part of why those dark or hopeful moments hit so hard. It's astounding what a good soundtrack can do for a TV show, especially a Star Wars one, which I have to say is a massive part of what makes Star Wars so great. John Williams is so key to those movies, and without him, it honestly wouldn't work the same. But I will say for the animated projects, Kevin Kiner is central. He is able to add so much depth and emotion with his music, and it works so well. I don't know if it's just me, but the sound effects in this show have also been so crisp, and I can hear things that bring me into the moment and make me feel like I'm in the Star Wars universe. I love it. Visuals, music, and sound effects all on point this season. Now for some things that bothered me and a few little nitpicks here and there. It's a small thing, but why can't we get some pilot models? I'm not just saying this because my channel is named after the clone pilot Oddball, but it just feels like they keep sticking random clones or stormtroopers in V-Wings or LAAT gunships. I've even noticed the same thing in The Mandalorian. Where's all the cool pilot helmets and armor? It's a small thing, but those little details just make the universe feel fleshed out and are important to me. For some bigger issues, the lack of Crosshair in this season was felt. I understand they added some plot lines related to Crosshair, but not seeing enough of him really bothered me. I will say, when we did see him, his episodes hit home, and were honestly some of my favorites from the entire series so far. All I am saying is Crosshair is a fan favorite, and he better not die. I really don't have a lot that I'm upset or bothered by, but I don't think anyone will complain if the episodes are a little bit longer and maybe released in more chunks, like those 2-episode releases. Getting those 2-episode drops really worked well, and I'd like to see Disney Plus move to that sort of format, similar to how Netflix will drop a 4th or a 3rd of their seasons at a time. I think that will keep people locked into the story and will help the critique made that some episodes are filler. Now, what do I want to see in the next season, and what are some unanswered questions that I personally have? The first is I want to know what happened to Commander Cody. Is he alive and well? Let us know his fate, and please don't break our hearts. All I want is for Cody and Rex to meet back up and see each other. That would be amazing. Also, I want to know when Wolf joins the team. Maybe he's at Mount Tantus and we'll see him during some sort of rescue attempt, because we know there's a lot of clones there, so we could see Wolf show up at that point. I'm also really curious about Delta Squad. The show makes it a point to show Scorch, but what about the other 3 members? Are they dead? Did they reject the Empire? I need to know these things. And if we're seeing all these commandos at Mount Tantus, you think we would see them by now. Then again, there may be other commandos training more stormtroopers or even death troopers that I think will replace the function of the commandos. I also want to know why Omega is so important. It's clear she's not the only female clone of Jango with that finale reveal, but why is she different? She doesn't seem to be Force sensitive because she isn't able to connect with the Force during meditation, but it's clear she is important to Nala Se. Maybe she's the key to creating genetic mutations, since she does predate the Bad Batch. All I know is that Hemlock really isn't getting anywhere on his test subjects without Nala Se's help. Even the Zillo Beast clone seems imperfect, as its back arm didn't develop with a hand like the original Zillo. Finally, we gotta know if Tech's okay. I don't think many of us believe he is truly dead, and the fact that we never saw his body on screen leads me to believe he survived. It just seems like a fake out with his broken glasses. His fall reminded me of Bucky from the first Captain America movie. And guess what? He survived and was experimented on by a mad scientist. This just mirrors that to me. I really wonder if Hemlock is going to experiment on him personally, or if Tarkin took him, because Tarkin looked real mad. I just really worry that he's going to be turned against the Bad Batch, which would be so sad and heartbreaking. To recap what we need answers on, there's Commander Cody, there's Delta Squad, or at least some reason why Scorch is the only unique commando left. Like, his armor is the only one that stands out compared to the other ones. Like, some of them have some different markings, but it's all generic and white and gray. So why does Scorch still have his gray and yellow armor? We also need to know Omega's importance to Nala Se and cloning technology, as well as the Zillo Beast clone and other test subjects of Dr. Hemlock. We obviously need Tech's fate, like I said. Is he dead or alive? And whether or not Sid will redeem herself. I thought I would add this at the end because it pissed me off that she snitched on the Bad Batch, and either we're just going to leave it at that, or she's going to get some redemption. And if she redeems herself and receives some forgiveness and breaks out of her habit of betraying people all the time. Overall, I would give this a solid rating of 8 out of 10. And I know that might seem generous to some people, but frankly, I loved the dark storylines, intimate moments between characters, visuals, sound design, and music. It really deserves this score, and I don't consider the filler episodes to be enough to drag down the high points of the show, and I think that fixating on them will help you miss the subtle nuances that they put in the rest of the episodes. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, I thank you, and I want to know what you think of this season of The Bad Batch. Let me know all that you loved, what bothered you, or even some unanswered questions you had in the comment section below. Make sure to smash a like as hard as Tech's body must have hit the ground, and subscribe for more random Star Wars content. Have an amazing day, and may the Force be with you.